Elina, a young adventurer with a heart full of curiosity, followed her passion for exploring the unknown. Her journey led her to Africa, the wild heart of the world, where nature ruled and animals roamed free. Elina had always been captivated by the wild, dreaming of seeing the majestic creatures up close. This trip was more than just a dream, it was a chance to live it. But as she ventured deeper into the jungle, Elina discovered that this adventure would give her more than just memories. It would give her a story that would last a lifetime. So it was a warm, sunny day when Elina set out on her guided tour through Africa's lush green jungle. The air was filled with the sounds of chirping birds, buzzing insects, and the rustling of leaves as the group moved deeper into the forest. Elina was excited to be in such a lively place and had her camera ready to capture every moment, not wanting to miss a thing. As the group continued, Elina realized she needed a quick break. She signaled to the guide, who pointed to a nearby clearing where she could take a moment to herself. Thankful for the break, Elina stepped away from the group to enjoy some peace of nature and went into the thick bushes, finding a quiet spot to relax. This short pause gave her a chance to fully enjoy the amazing nature around her. As she crouched behind a large bush, a flicker of movement caught her eye. Slowly, she turned her head, her breath catching in her throat. Just a few feet away stood a massive gorilla, its dark eyes fixed on hers. For a moment, time seemed to freeze as Elina and the gorilla stared at each other in silence. Her heart raced, not out of fear, but from the thrill of being so close to such a powerful animal. Neither Elina nor the gorilla moved. It felt like they were both trying to figure out the other. To her surprise, the gorilla wasn't aggressive. Instead, its gaze was calm and curious, which made Elina feel more at ease. Summoning her courage, Elina carefully lifted her camera, trying not to make any sudden moves. She pressed the shutter, capturing a close-up of the gorilla so detailed she could see the individual hairs on its face. The gorilla didn't flinch, it just continued to watch her, as if posing for the photo. Elina felt incredibly lucky. Here she was, alone in the jungle, face to face with one of nature's most amazing creatures, and it seemed like they shared a silent connection. The gorilla's presence was powerful, yet it was calm and peaceful. It felt as though the gorilla had accepted her into its world, even if just for this fleeting moment. After a few minutes, the gorilla slowly moved closer, its massive body making almost no sound as it pushed through the thick underbrush. Elina held her breath as the gorilla reached out and gently touched her camera with its large, leathery hand. She could feel its weight through the camera, sending a shiver down her spine. But rather than feeling scared, Elina was overcome with a surprising calm. The gorilla's touch was soft, as if it was simply curious about the unusual object in her hands. Elina smiled and carefully lowered the camera so the gorilla could see her face better. The gorilla tilted its head, watching her closely, and for a moment, it seemed to offer a gentle, almost friendly smile in return. The two of them stayed like that for a few more minutes, sharing the moment in silence, until the gorilla finally stepped back and vanished into the thick greenery as quietly as it had appeared. Elina stayed frozen, her heart pounding, as she tried to grasp the incredible encounter she had just experienced. It was a moment she would never forget. Little did she know, something even more surprising was about to unfold, something that would soon make her forget this unforgettable meeting with the gorilla. But before we go into more depth, don't forget to like and subscribe. We are aiming for 1,000 plus likes on this video, so be sure to like it. Let's continue the story. Then Elina finally rejoined the group, her face flushed with excitement and her eyes sparkling with wonder. The tour guide noticed her excitement and asked what had happened. Elina struggled to find the right words to describe the incredible moment she had just experienced. As she spoke, the other group members listened intently, their eyes wide with amazement. Even the guides were impressed, knowing how rare it was to have such a peaceful encounter with a wild gorilla. As they walked back to the lodge, Elina couldn't stop replaying the encounter in her mind. She realized she had been given something truly special, a rare and magical moment of connection with a wild animal that had touched her deeply. However, the next morning, as the sun began to rise over the jungle, Elina decided to visit the same spot where she had seen the gorilla. Since it was her last day in South Africa, she hoped to catch another glimpse of the incredible animal. She arrived at the clearing, eager to find any sign that the gorilla had been there. But the area was empty, with only the gentle rustling of leaves breaking the silence. Standing there, Elina realized that her encounter with the gorilla had been a rare and magical moment, one she would never experience again. As she made her way back to the camp, she heard a noise that made her hopeful. Could it be the gorilla? But her excitement quickly turned to dread when she realized she was surrounded by robbers. Fear hit her hard as she recalled her tour guide's warning from the first day: never wander alone in the jungle because of the wild animals and the robbers. Now, Elina was trapped with no phone, only her camera, and the robbers had sinister intentions. She was overwhelmed and confused, unable to think clearly. She screamed, hoping someone from her group would hear and come to help. But her cries seemed to vanish into the dense jungle air. The robbers began tying her up with ropes, and one of them lifted her, preparing to take her to their hidden lair. Elina's heart raced with despair, believing her life was over. Just as she began to lose hope, something massive emerged from the bushes. It was the gorilla she had met earlier. The powerful creature charged at the robbers, who scattered in panic. One of the robbers, who had picked Elina up, was grabbed and thrown into the bushes by the gorilla. The rest of the robbers fled, leaving Elina in shock but safe. The gorilla approached Elina, and with a gentle touch, seemed to check on her. Elina felt a wave of gratitude and relief as she realized that the same majestic animal she had admired had come to her rescue. As the gorilla slowly disappeared into the jungle, Elina was left in awe, feeling a deep sense of thankfulness. Without wasting any time, she made her way back to the camp. She decided not to share what had happened with anyone there, wanting to keep the extraordinary moment just for herself. It wasn't until she returned home that she recounted the story to her friends and family, who were equally amazed. The photo she had taken of the gorilla became a cherished memento, a reminder of a day when a wild animal, often thought to be brutal, had shown kindness. Elina's adventure in the jungle turned out to be more than a thrilling encounter. It was a journey of self-discovery and a lesson in seeing wildlife in a new light. It reminded her of the importance of respecting and protecting nature. Her story of courage and connection continues to inspire others, proving that even in the wild, moments of unexpected bond can change our perspective forever. So, what are your thoughts about this heart-touching story? Share your opinions in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe to stay updated on our new animal stories. Your support means the world to us.